From Bayard Rustin High School Stadium in Westchester, Pennsylvania, the Sports Fan Base Network is proud to present PIAA football from the Chestmont Conference as the Golden Knights of Bayard Rustin High School host the Indians of Unionville High School. Hi again, everybody. Tom Williams here. Thanks so much for joining us. We've had some technical difficulties, but hopefully we've got it all worked out. Kind of a weird year. We don't want to mention it too often, but it is, not much of a crowd here. Only 2 fans allowed per player. So only a couple of hundred people are in the building, but ready to finally get the football season started. And what a way to start it. It's only a 4-game season, but it's going to be all rivalries. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. As Rustin, coming off a 9-4 year last year, they were 5-2 in the Chestmont, finishing off in 3rd place. They reached the District 1 5A semis as the number 7 seed, beating Upper Dublin 23-0. Upsetting Westchester East 14-7 before falling in a heartbreaker 21-20 to Academy Park. As we are just about ready to get this game rolling. Unionville is kicking off in the white, and we are underway. A bit of a juggle there, but worked up ahead by Deshaun Jacobs, and he finds some space and gets through over midfield, being chased, cuts to the outside, to the 20, to the 10, 5, touchdown Rustin! Oh, what a start to the season! 99-yard kickoff return for Bayard Rustin. Deshaun Jacobs just squeezed his way through and starts the season off in style. Well, if you weren't awake before this game started, you're up now. A huge special team start for the Golden Knights. Extra point pending. Good job getting the hold down. And that will be good. Just cuts inside the far side upright. And just 14 seconds in, it's 7-0 Rustin. Wow. Again, a beautiful start here for the Golden Knights. As the junior, Deshaun Jacobs, 5'8", 160. Just took off like a shot. So we're going to have to wait to see John Crispino, the 2-year starter at quarterback for the next series. And let's see if Unionville can respond. Unionville last year, 7-5 overall, 4-3 in Chestmont play. They came in 4th, reaching the District 1 5A quarters as the number 9 seed, beating number 8 Marple Newtown 28-10 before falling to the eventual district champions Cheltenham in a hard-fought 35-21 game. Did have a chance to correspond with Coach Clark. He feels like this is a real great local rivalry, and it's not a surprise. Again, between the 3 Westchester schools in Unionville, there's a lot of mutual respects and maybe some healthy hate. Young team this year for the Indians, only 12 seniors, while Rustin is 22. Keep an eye on Weston Grimm, Sean Kelly, both running backs, while Grimm also will play some time at the DB. Daniel Sun is a 3-year starter on both lines. As here comes the kickoff, and it'll be received at about the 10-yard line. And he's able to squeeze his way through, but caught from behind. Nice job on the tackle by Anthony Meadows, the junior. So we'll have our first actual drive of the game. 11:39 to go here in the first quarter. They'll spot the ball on the 31-yard line. Matt McCloskey, the junior, 5'9", 160, will be the starting quarterback for the Indians. Setting up in the shotgun. And it looks like he'll veer to the right and keep it himself, trying to get around the edge. And he'll get over the 35-yard line to about the 37. A gain of about 6 on the play. So they do spot it on the 37-yard line, so a gain of 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4 for the Unionville Indians. Set up an I formation underneath center. McCloskey back to throw, steps up into the pocket, goes over the top, has a man, and it is caught at the 25-yard line. Cuts to the far side, touchdown Indians. Great response on the long pass to Luke Shriver. Oh, man. Big plays to start off this game. Pending the extra point, we could be tied at 7. We'll see about the extra point. 73 yards. So it will be Brian Dim, the junior, to try the extra point to tie this game up. Good hold, spun in, and good. We are tied up. So you have the opening kickoff, returned 99 yards by Deshaun Jacobs. And then Matt McCloskey throws one over the middle to Luke Shriver for a nice long touchdown of what we said 73. It's actually 63 yards. So early fireworks. Again, we're still working on some of the technical issues. We do apologize. We're running a number of streams, a number of different YouTube platforms. And I think we're at crossed wires, to use an old school term. So I would expect that Unionville and Brian Dim may want to try a squib here after the return to start off the game. Looks like the Indians are finally ready to go. And here comes Dim's kick. End over end, very returnable. As that is picked up at the 10-yard line. Little stutter step, squeeze through, and he gets through again! Oh, my! To the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Rustin! Deshaun Jacobs takes it to the house for his second kickoff return touchdown, this one for 90 yards. Oh, wow. Special teams coach over on Unionville's sidelines got to be pulling out his hair right now. How do you stop Deshaun Jacobs? Just that little bit of a hole right through the middle. And he was gone. Not even 2 minutes in. And we're looking at 3 touchdowns. PAT is up, and it is no good. So maybe a little bit of a reprieve there. It's now 13-7. They put it up on the scoreboard as if it was good, but the officials definitely waved it off. So we'll see if we can get some clarification on that. We'll hold it at 13-7 according to our scoreboard, which is far from official. Josh Bellman working the scores. And is the big boss here today for SFBN. Alexandra George is our camera person today. Suffering outside while we're nice and toasty inside. Actually, it's not that cold out. They said the kick was good. Okay, because the official did wave it off. I'm not crazy. I thought it was on the camera, too, that they waved it off. Now they just took it off. Not only confusion technically for SFBN today, but confusion on the field. Again, it's opening day for everybody. So it is 13-7, confirmed, double stamp it. As here's Unionville's second opportunity on the kickoff return, received at the 20-yard line, but a big, massive humanity on the far side. Gain of about 6. And the Indians will get their second chance. We have had a total of 2 plays from the line of scrimmage. A 6-yard run and a touchdown for Unionville. Let's see what they can do here. 10:37 to go. And they will get started on their own 27-yard line. But that didn't seem to matter before. In that I formation with two receivers to the near. It'll be pitched out to the running back. And he'll try to find a hole. He does find a hole. Gets to the secondary. Cuts to the inside. Gets the first down and some more over the 40-yard line to the 45. That was Weston Grimm, one of the captains. And a senior at 5'11", 175. So that'll be a first down as he does get credit to the 43-yard line. First and 10 for the Indians. And pretty much the same formation in the backfield, but they'll move a receiver to the right side. As this will be handed off once again to Grimm. Caught from behind and dragged down by Alfredo Flores, the junior. Does still get a pretty good gain of about 4. They'll give him to the 47-yard line. It'll be second and 6. In the shotgun, now back to throw, looking over the middle. Slant off his fingertips. Flag flies as that falls incomplete. Flag from the near side line judge. Just the way that came out, I'm guessing it might be some kind of procedure. Illegal man downfield. And that's going to be against Unionville, so they're going backwards. Nine minutes, 32 seconds to go here in the first quarter. If you're tuning in late, we do apologize because of the technical issues, but you've missed some things. That is an understatement. I haven't moved the ball just yet. There we go. That's what they were waiting for. The 5-yard penalty, and they'll move it back to the 42-yard line. And it'll be second and 11 for the Indians. We'll replay the second down. Back in the shotgun. McCloskey keeps it himself, and he'll cut to the outside. Trying to find space, but he's swallowed up. Barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. They'll give him a gain of 1, and it'll be third and 10 from the 43. So 3 plays and a penalty. Only 1 first down. And again, a long third down here for Unionville. And receivers spread out, 1 on each side. 1 man in the backfield for Unionville. Man in motion, Unionville. Quarterback rolls out over the middle. Oh, that is off the fingertips of Nate Holt, but can't bring it in. It'll be fourth down. He is trying to move across the flat. And it had to be perfectly placed. And it was a good job by the quarterback to make sure he was the one who could catch, because, there was some traffic. So pretty confident that Unionville will need to punt here. And we may actually see Rustin's offense. Or can they run this one back? They've already run back to kickoffs. Let's see what they can do with a punt as the returner is at the 25-yard line. Dim back to punt. Low line drive, and they're going to call poison on that one. Well, thinking about picking it up was Tucker Flynn, but very wisely does not do so. So with 8:37 to go here in the first, the Golden Knights will start off from the 20. We can put it on the 21-yard line. Not exactly a stellar field position to start. But it'll be interesting to see what this offense can finally do. The senior John Crispino, 6'1", 170, will lead the way as the quarterback for the Golden Knights. Spread things out a little bit with Two receivers far side, one near, one man in the backfield, and it is handed off, and cutting around will be Alex Pratzner, and he's forced out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Forcing him out there is Luke Shriver. And it looks like we have a man down on the sideline. That actually might still be Shriver. Actually, Pratzner, excuse me. Well, they spot the ball on the 29-yard line. It'll be gain of 8 on the play. But again, concern for the young man down there. And they'll allow both teams to head to the sidelines. Even though the player is out of bounds, they are going to still halt play right now. By the way, taking a look at some of the other talent on this field tonight here for Bay at Rustin. Got to take a look at Anthony Meadow, middle linebacker, fullback, first team All-League last year. Right guard John Shallow. He's got an offer to play at Bloomsburg. He was first team All-League last year. We've already mentioned Tucker Flynn, who last year ran a kickoff and a punt back for touchdowns. Well, Deshaun Jacobs, the junior, certainly made his presence felt with 2 very early kickoff returns for touchdown, 99 and 90 yards respectively. So we'll resume play. It'll be second and short, 2nd and 2. So I'll have to get to the 31-yard line. This will be just the second play from the line of scrimmage for Bay at Rustin. Like they to keep up this, the spread formation. Now let's spread it out even more. One in the backfield, 2 receivers on either side. Actually, the one in the backfield is the quarterback in the shotgun. Had a little trouble with the snap, but hands it off to Jacobs. Jacobs around the outside, went backwards, fought through one tackle, but not another, and he is knocked down eventually for a loss of about 2. That is going to be a loss of 2 on the play. So it'll be 3rd and 4 from the 31-yard line. I'm sure Mr. Jacobs thought, hey, this football thing is pretty easy. Well, finally got his real first taste, at least this year, of how tough this sport can be. So he'll come off. They'll certainly concentrating on spreading it out and most likely a passing situation. Tucker Flynn is in the backfield. Most likely the block. Crispino back to throw, rolls out, finds room, pops it up, and it's a 50-50 ball, and it'll be caught but out of play for incomplete. Kalen Flynn did a nice job making the catch, just could not keep a foot in. So, again, incomplete. It'll be 4th and 3. And it does look like the Knights are going to punt. Certainly like the effort, though. Kevin Frias will punt for Rustin. As the Indians have one at the 45 and one at about the 30. And that's going to be kicked out of play. He just gets it over the center line to about the 45. It's a pretty good field position for the Indians. So we're down to 7 minutes and 26 seconds to go in the first, and it's still a 13-7 lead for Bay at Rustin. They will officially spot it on their own 45-yard line. Best field position of the day for either team. As they'll go 2 receivers to the near side, nobody in the far. And in the I formation, quarterback under center. Handed off, right up the middle they go. Good gain of about 6. Weston Grimm able to power his way through. So it is going to be a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. As they get over the center line, they'll be on the 49-yard line. Quarterback in the shotgun again, but this time he has a man next to him. Back to throw. Quick outlet here to Shriver. He's wrapped up just over the 42-yard line, but it is good enough for a first down. 7-yard gain on the play. Yeah, smart little quick hitter. Make sure you get that first down. Usually when you end that second and somewhat short, you go for a little bit more of yardage, but fairly conservative. Shriver will be the far side receiver, along with Brady Gilday. And again, QB in the shotgun. Man in motion is Grimm. Hands it off to Grimm, but he's going nowhere. So he'll be forced out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. That'll be a loss of 3 on the play. In on the tackles, Travis Riley. Playing both sides of the ball, linebacker, running back. They did call it loss of 3. So it'll be 2nd and 13 for the Indians. And opening day jitters, probably gone by now. Everyone's got some contact. Hand it off once again. They get to the original line of scrimmage and just about to the 40-yard line. And again, they're going to use Grimm pretty much the entire game. It'll be 3rd and 8 from the 40-yard line. Gain of 5. Well, just shy of the 40. We'll call it that. And still 2 receivers on the field. 1 on either side. 1 man in the backfield. Back to throw. Brings it down under pressure. Knocked down. A sack. Oh, just about able to get away, but then fell down. So it will be 4th down as Jacob Barksdale will be part of that sack, and it'll be 4th and long, and we're looking at a punt here. Loss of 5 on the play. Very long snap. And a better boot on it this time. The receiver gets away. Oh, this could be really good for Unionville. That is inside the 10-yard line, down at the 6. So a long field here for the Golden Knights. As we're at 4 minutes and 12 seconds left to go here in the first. And again, a real long field for the Golden Knights to deal with. By the way, it's the first of 4 broadcasts as we'll be covering Rustin football for their entire regular season. They hit the road for the next 2 before returning back home right before Halloween. Big pileup just over the 10-yard line to about the 11. A nice start gain here for the Golden Knights. I'm in Westchester, and I went right into Westchester mode. I almost called them the Golden Rams. So a ball will be spotted on the 12-yard line after that run. 2nd and 4 for Rustin. Really bunching it up right now with 3 in the backfield. 1 man in motion. Quarterback under center. We'll get the handoff and get over the 15-yard line, just about to the sticks. Anthony. So Jordan Burr looks like actually carried that one. So it is going to be a first down as he gets a 4-yard gain. Actually, we'll call it 5 to the 17. Hand it off around the near side. Gets over the 20-yard line to the 25. Good start to this series of downs. As that was Travis Riley getting the opportunity. They'll spot the ball on the 26-yard line. So a gain of 9 on the play, 2nd and 1. Now Rustin's finally get a little bit of momentum, starting to move the ball a little. After scoring their first 2 touchdowns on special teams. Spino in the shotgun, hands it off to Flynn. Flynn trying to get around the far side, has the first down, then went backwards. Let's see if they give him credit for forward momentum. And once you get that first down, you want to make sure you get that. They spot the ball on the 27. And they may have no choice but to measure. Nope, it's going to be a first down. So he gets that 1 yard. Again, he gained the 27 and kind of went backwards trying to find more room. Again, fortunate to get that forward progress. So second first down of this drive, completely running. As Rustin actually has only thrown 1 pass and it went incomplete in their first series. This one's handed off as well. A lot of room up the middle. And here we go again. To the 30, to the 20, to the 10, 5. Touchdown, Rustin. Tucker Flynn goes 73 yards for a Golden Knights touchdown. Wow, this is a big play team, at least so far in this very short season. Not even through the first quarter. Runs of 99, 90, and now 73 yards. In spite of the miss on the earlier PAT, they are still going to go for 1. The kick is up, and it is good. So with 1:48 left to go here in the first, it's 20-7 in favor of Westchester Rustin. I want to thank everyone for joining us here on the Sports Fan Base Network. We were talking earlier about the upcoming schedule for Bayard Rustin. Next week, they'll hit the road. Can't really call anything a real rivalry game because everything's a rivalry game this year in this short season, but it'll be Westchester East next week, the team that they eliminated from the district playoffs last year. In a minor upset. Again, 2 versus 3. It's not with a 3 winning, not a massive upset. But when it's done on the home field, the Westchester East against the rival, I don't know if it gets any better than that. Again, we were watching the Senior Day ceremony earlier, and just about everyone's favorite memory was beating East last year in the playoffs. So again, 1:48 to go in the first quarter. Kickoff a little short. Nice high bounce received at about the 15-yard line. Trying to find space and does find it to the outside, to the 40. Cutting towards the middle. Over midfield to the 40-yard line and then decked from behind. A nice strong run. But now concern for the returner as he went down hard and it's not quite getting up. The trainer is right there. But a fantastic return. Gets the Unionville Indians back into business. And a bit of a stunner, and hopefully he's all right. Looked like that was Sean Kelly. So now with 1:40 left to go, Unionville will start their 4th offensive series. Again, we're still in the first quarter. 1st and 10 from the 36. Big collision in the backfield. But they're able to get over the 30-yard line to the 29. As it'll be Ethan Bennick in at running back for that play. Ryan Sassy coming out for the Indians. They may start to bunch things up again. And they'll spot the ball on the 29. It'll be 2nd and 3 after that 7-yard gain. 2 receivers to the left. Back to throw McCloskey. Looking for the end zone over the top, and it is incomplete. A lot of traffic. Looked like it was intended for Luke Shriver. But there were 2 DBs deep. And it'll be 3rd and 3 for the Indians. We're under a minute to go here in the first. And they're going to keep things bunched up. Pretty much same formation with 2 receivers to the near side. And the I formation again, quarterback under center. McCloskey barking out his signals. Hands it off. And that'll be good enough for a first down. So he gets over the 25-yard line. So again, you get that real good run to start off a series. Take a pop to the end zone. You don't get it. You run it for 3. Actually, in this case, 4. And you get yourself a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 from the 25. It's going to be a bread and butter situation, the same formation. Rolls out to the right, looking far side corner, one-on-one play, up in the air, and it is incomplete. Looked like Holt had it at its highest point, but when he landed, he was unable to hang on. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Unionville trying to match Rustin with their big playability. Down to 25 seconds left to go. Let's change up the formation a little. Receivers in motion. I think Farrell lined up on the wrong side, so now he's ready to line up right next to Shriver. And again, still in that I formation. Handed off up the middle, Bennick. Able to power his way through. As he will get to the 15-yard line. That should be good enough for a first down. So a 10-yard run for Bennick and the Indians. And into the red zone goes Unionville. Nine seconds left. May not get this play off. They may not try. Doesn't look like they're in any rush. And we're at 0-0 at the end of a very exciting, very eventful first quarter. Bayard Rustin leads this one 20-7. We'll be back in just a moment here on the Sports Fan Base Network.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, live from Bayard Rustin High School in Westchester. Second quarter action about to get underway as Unionville Indians are marching. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line as they trail 20-7. Quarterback keeper. He cuts to the outside. Touchdown, Unionville. Oh, a number of running backs squeeze their way through, picking up the blockers, and McCloskey will take it to the house himself for the 15-yard touchdown run. Well, it did seem that the line and the linebackers for Rustin were kind of ready for a run. They just weren't sure who. And they kind of guessed at the wrong men. So a chance here for the Indians to pull within 7. Extra point is good.
That kick is good. Unionville increases their score 14.
So 11:55 to go in the first half. It'll be a 20-14 lead for Rustin, as actually the Indians pull within 6. Well, Rustin's had the ball just twice. Well, for Unionville, that was their 4th offensive series. But Rustin ran back 2 touchdowns on the opening and their second kickoff. It's like Happy Gilmore. He hits the hole-in-one. Maybe I should do it that way every time instead of trying to play the short game. Well, it doesn't work that way in any sport. I don't think Rustin is thinking that, but you know what? Certainly keep an eye on Deshaun Jacobs, as he's already run back 2. And he is on the far side. Near side is Tucker Flynn, who's had a long touchdown run of his own of 73 yards, but that was from the line of scrimmage. Again, if you're Unionville, do you kick it a little shorter, even though you're going to give up a little bit in the way of field position to kind of ensure that you don't get it run back on you again? Brian Dim will kick it off. Looking near side. Short as it'll bounce. Right to Flynn as he takes it to the 20-yard line. Cuts inside then to the out. Trying to find some space. Gets wrapped up over the 30-yard line to about the 32. A nice return of about 20 yards. So 11:49 to go in the first half. And Bad Rustin will, again, start in their own territory to the 30, well, I gave him credit to the 33-yard line. And Rustin hasn't been afraid to run the ball. It's pretty much all they've done except for one pass that went incomplete. That ended their first series early on in the game. They'll bunch it up again with 2 receivers on either side. Flynn in motion. But they'll hand it off to the near side. A lot of space, but a nice tackle. Brady Gilday just stood his man up. And that was Alex Pratzner. Still getting some good yardage, but he was absolutely leveled. So he gets to the 37-yard line, gain of 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6. And we 2 receivers to the far side, 2 in the backfield in the offset. Hand it off up the middle. Using that line to power over the 40-yard line to about the 42. Jordan Burr on the run.
Brings up 3rd down and 2 for Rustin.
So it'll be 3rd and 2. After that gain of 4. Short yard situation that Rustin should be able to handle, but they're really going to bunch it up with only one receiver to, both receivers are tight, one on either side. This will be handed off, and the first down is gained over the 45-yard line, just shy of the 50. Tucker Flynn will get it to the center stripe. Gain of 9 on the play. And a first down for Bayard Rustin. I want to thank the folks here at Bayard Rustin High School for setting us up. Got our own nice little room. Making sure everything works. Always appreciate when we come into a high school, when they take care of us. 1st and 10 from the center stripe. Flynn in motion. It's handed off up the middle. And should be a gain of about 2 to the 48-yard line. on that John Crispino quarterback keeper. So it'll be 2nd and 8 from the 48 for the Golden Knights. Pratzer will come out of the game, so one less running back. As he'll spread it out a little bit as Kalen Flynn is the near side receiver, along with Tucker Flynn. We'll be shocked to see him in motion as it is a spread. One man in motion. And quarterback will keep it himself and get over the 40-yard line. Plenty of room to that far side sideline. One man to beat, but he is tackled at the 20-yard line by Luke Shriver. A touchdown saver as Crispino keeps it for a nice long gain. He'll get credit to the 21-yard line and another first down for Bayard Rustin. Gain of 27 on the play. And this will be the longest series of the game so far, tied with the last one, in which Unionville scored on their 6th play. This is the 6th play for Bayard Rustin. Looks like a timeout's being called. It's going to be timeout Rustin. Didn't like what they saw there, so they'll call the quick timeout, their first charge timeout. We'll take it as well. Back in a moment here on the Sports Fanbase Network. After the timeout, Bayard Rustin set to go. 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line as they look to march inside the red zone. They have themselves a 20-14 lead, helped a lot by special teams play. Their shortest scoring play of the game, 73 yards. Gives you an idea of how things have gone for the Golden Knights. But they are marching here. This drive started all the way back to their own 33. Again, 1st and 10 from the 21. Burr is in motion, stops there. And a second man in motion. That's illegal procedure. Deshaun Jacobs once. The second he took off, flag flew from the back. I call it a false start. It's actually illegal procedure. It's the same signal. But it does move the Knights back to the 26-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 15. Beautiful night here in Westchester. Not even the only game going on in Westchester. Henderson's hosting as well. And we're covering that too, aren't we? Set is handed off to Tucker Flynn. Gets around the outside and maybe to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe a little short.
Tucker Flynn on the carry, gain of 5.
They're going to get him to the 22-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4. Well, still 2nd and long, but certainly much more manageable. Is that Chad Cooper calling the other game, Josh? I think it is. He's going to be covering the Rustin game next week at East. So he'll be in capable hands or ears or what have you. 2nd and 11 from the 22-yard line as Rustin looks to add to their 6-point lead. Flynn in motion. Quarterback keeper. Crispino trying to find a hole. And he is wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Getting first contact was Nate Holt. I think Ethan Bennick was also in on the tackle. A loss of 1 on the play as they spot the ball on the 23. So it'll be a 3rd and 12. So all of a sudden a stall, and they may have to throw the ball. Again, they've only thrown it once, and it dropped incomplete. As you have Crispino in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his left. 1 to his right, 1 man in the backfield. Burr in motion. Crispino back to throw. Had him in the blind spot going towards him as Burr makes the catch.
Crispino's pass is complete to number 12, Anthony Meadows. Taken down.
Did not get the first down. Not even close. It'll be 4th and 10 from the 21-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play. So this is where you find out if your kicker's got a leg, or will they go for it, or will they try to pin the Indians deep? I believe we have a numbers snafu. I think number 12 is actually Anthony Meadows. We're going to check that as soon as we get an opportunity. So keep listening to the PA announcer, and he's saying 12 is Meadows. So we apologize for that. That's not the version of the roster we have. Still really spread it out with trips to the left, 1 to the right, and 1 in the backfield. Crispino back to throw, under pressure, goes over the middle, incomplete. Kind of a timing play intended for Travis Riley.
Crispino's pass is incomplete on 4th down.
So it'll turn over on downs.
It'll be Unionville ball.
But a nice march there for Bay and Rustin. Don't get any points out of it, but they will pin the Indians relatively deep. As they'll start our 1st and 10 from their own 21-yard line. We're down to 6 minutes, 21 seconds to go in the first half. And they've been bunched up pretty much the entire night in that backfield, with at least 1, if not 2, in the backfield. Quarterback in the shotgun, back to throw. Looks immediately near side, caught at the 25-yard line, and then wrapped up right away was Nick Farrell. So a modest gain of about 5, as they'll give him credit to about the 26. So after all those running plays, that drive for Rustin, by the way, was 9 plays. Only a couple of passes, mostly runs, and fairly successful. Again, starting at their own 37, getting all the way to the 21. In motion is Grimm. Handed off as he is wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. May have been a loss of 1. And it looks like they will give him the 26-yard line. So a minuscule gain at best. And we'll go a 3rd and 5 on the play. More than halfway through the second period. Heading down to the 5-minute mark. Handed off up the middle and right into a wall. Jake Law hit him low and then just turned him over. Got back to the original line of scrimmage, but it will be 4th down. And Unionville will have no choice but to punt. Going to be pretty good field position here for Bay and Rustin, as it'll go out of play on their own 48-yard line. So with 4:19 left to go. Good field position here for the Golden Knights. A little dangerous, Kevin Frias, who was kind of coming out of bounds as that ball was rolling out. And if that hits him, it's a live ball. Fortunately, he got out of bounds before it did tag him on the ankle. So a nice opportunity here for the Golden Knights to add to their lead. Again, they proved they can march the ball. Just got stuck just outside the red zone last drive. Flynn's in motion, and flags fly before the snap. And that will be a false start. So they'll move that one back to the 43-yard line. And once in a while with these schemes, you get man in motion, then somebody on the line gets a little jittery. The high school level, unlike the NHL, you don't really know who it is unless you're really paying attention. They don't announce it like they do in the NFL. So 1st and 15 from the 43-yard line. On the 4:18 left to go here in the second. Flynn on the run again. Fumbled, picked up by the quarterback. Crispino's in trouble as he is stood up by Ryan Sassy. And he had no choice but to try to run for it. And the Golden Knights are going in the wrong direction. Ball spotted on the 39-yard line. Loss of 4 on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 19 for Bad Rustin. You wonder if they're going to be conservative because they've been so successful with the run. I mean, they're really bunched up. So they may try to see what they can pick up here. But that's all a fake. It's back to throw and rolling out is the quarterback Crispino. Then finds some space. Cuts up ahead. He can't throw. And he will get to the 45 to make it a much more manageable 3rd down. And he got over the line of scrimmage and thought about throwing, and that would have been illegal. But he does get to the 46-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play. And a much more manageable 3rd and 12 here for the Golden Knights, as they're letting that clock roll underneath 3 minutes. I wouldn't be shocked to see them try a similar play. Drop back, see what you can get. If there's nothing, run it yourself. Kill more clock. Unionville has not called any of their timeouts, by the way, as Flynn's in motion. And the ball's down. It's going to be a fumble and picked up by Unionville. Oh, that was the very last thing that Bay and Rustin needed there. A botched exchange. First turnover of the game. And great field position with a decent amount of time and 3 timeouts for Unionville. They'll start off 1st and 10 from the Rustin 41. Well, the defense is going to have to step up big time. They'll go 2 receivers to the far side. McCloskey in the shotgun. Grimm in motion. McCloskey back to throw. Looking for the big play, and it is incomplete. Just a little bit too high. As Nate Holt. Correction, that was Shriver. 9, not 1. So either way, it's incomplete. And it will be 2nd and 10 for the Indians. I kind of like that. You get that turnover. Try to make them pay right away. Now you can kind of concentrate. Even though, again, you have one less play to do it. They're going to hand it off right up the middle. And a gain of about 3 to the 42-yard line. They may move it back. It is a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 8 from the 39-yard line. I'm pretty sure that Unionville will be going to the air as we head down to the 2-minute mark, down by 6. Get that turnover. You want to try to get some points out of it, obviously. Low snap, handled. Nice throw, and it'll be a 1st down. Gets over the 30-yard line as A Rustin player fell down in coverage. I think it was Pratzner lost his footing, so it'll be a first down for Unionville. As they'll spot that on the 30-yard line. Gain of 9 on the play. We'll see how Unionville uses their timeouts. Now they got a fresh set of downs. McCloskey back to throw. Looks far side, has a man, but the throw is short and it's intercepted. Intercepted inside the 5-yard line. So 2 straight turnovers. As coming down with it, A.J. Ferraro.
Ferraro turned the ball to the 4-yard line, and that's where Rustin will take over with 1:28 left.
So with 1:28 left, it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 4. And I would certainly imagine that they would be fairly conservative here. You know, turnover at this part of the field would be disaster. And again, they've proven they can run the ball. They've only got 2 timeouts left. Let's see what they can do. Well, what a wild first half we've already had with 2 special teams touchdowns. A couple of turnovers recently as that's handed off. And some space on the far side. Diving forward to about the 8-yard line.
Gain of 6 on the play, 2nd down and 4 coming up for Rustin.
They'll give them credit to the 8-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and we'll call it to the 9-yard line. Tough to see from our angle. So gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 from the 9. Yeah, really no rush, as I think they just want to run out the rest of the clock. Unionville will receive to start off the 3rd. As there's another fumble, it's still loose inside the 5-yard line. Bodies on both sides, diving on top, no signal. First down, Unionville. Oh, no.
39 seconds to go. In the first hit, Unionville will take over.
Indians may have been just handed a huge gift. 39 seconds left. They have all 3 timeouts. It'll be 1st and goal from the 5. Got to be smart here if you're Unionville. Just run it in. Nothing fancy. Cut towards the middle. Touchdown, Unionville. Weston Grimm, just a couple of stutter steps, waiting for the hole to open up. And this game is tied at 20. And we'll have the extra point attempt here. And after everything that's gone on in this first half of play, Unionville a chance to go into the locker room with the lead. Snap is good, hold is good, and the kick is good. So Brian Dim able to give the Indians a 21-20 lead. And the secret to this game so far has been quick hitter plays. Even though Unionville was handed a very, very short field of 1st and goal from the 5 after the fumble, they took full advantage. 2 turnovers for Rustin, 1 for Unionville, 2 returned kickoffs for Rustin. Only little under 24 minutes into this thing. And we've seen just about everything. So now Unionville will kick off. You don't want to go deep. With Rustin, they still have 2 timeouts. But only 35 seconds to work. They'll need some huge plays. And the advantage at the high school game is the clock would stop at every first down. But again, they may not have enough time to march down the field if Unionville can pin them inside their own 20. Oh, a little squib. And that'll be picked up just shy of the 30-yard line, and then space to the near side. Gets to the 50, to the 45, towing that sideline. He's going to go to the house, to the 10, 5, touchdown! Travis Riley takes it 72 yards, touchdown. Oh, my. Bayard Rustin and their special teams today, fantastic. Ferraro, again, 72 yards on that return, gives the Golden Knights the lead by 5. And Rustin here will call a timeout. This will be their second charge. They've got one left. We'll keep it here. And this may be a conversation, well, maybe to settle things down a little bit, because a lot of excitement on that sideline. I think they probably didn't have the right personnel out there. I think the assumption was go for 1. They may actually try to go for 2 to get the 7-point lead back. And again, just when just about everybody here thought that Unionville would go to the locker room with the lead, they give up their third special teams touchdown. Again, this one of 72 yards is A.J. Ferraro, the senior, on senior night. Gets a nice return, near side sideline, tiptoeing down the line. They're going to go for 1 here. Kick is up, and it is good. So with 25 seconds left to go in the first half, Rustin has taken a 6-point lead. And all that's left is to find out if Unionville has some special teams magic of their own. That might be a big-time conversation in the locker room if you're the Indians. You have to have the confidence knowing that from the line of scrimmage, you're winning this game. You're struggling defensively as far as special teams is concerned. I mean, you got to give full marks, obviously, to the Golden Knights, what they're able to pull off. Again, kickoff returns of 99 and 90 yards, punt return of 72. But Unionville should definitely have some confidence in spite of being down, because they're doing a pretty good job of getting a couple of turnovers and being able to move the ball. So let's see what Rustin does. Will they pull off the short kick? They do. D'Amico looking for space on the far side. Hard to bring down as he does get over the 35-yard line. 17 seconds left. Unionville does have all 3 timeouts, so they would have to work very quickly. 1st and 10 from their own 36, though, so pretty long field. By the way, that Ferraro return wasn't punt, it was kickoff, so 3 kickoff returns. But it was short like a punt and hopped high in the air. They tried to avoid Jacobs, didn't work. Pass to the slant, caught at the 40-yard line, and he gets out of bounds quick, just shy of the 45. Gain of 8 on the play. So gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2. And they stop the clock with 13 seconds left. Now does McCloskey have the kind of arm to drop back and try to throw it into the end zone from here, or need to get a little closer? He does drop back looking for a quick hitter. He's flushed out, and will toss it up and out of play. Nobody really in the vicinity, so still an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd and 2. kind of a moot point, I think, with 8 seconds left. And being on their own side of the field, they may just try to get it deep if they're going to be aggressive, or run the ball if they're going to be conservative. Which means Rustin may call their last timeout and at least try to force a punt, and we know how successful they've been on special teams. They will hand it off, and they'll get the first down to the mid-stripe. Takes a while for the play to finish off. Clock stops with 2 seconds left. It will be a first down. And a Rustin player is down as well. That's Chris Impriano. So again, a run of 6 on the play. I think we're going to spot the ball at the, again, center stripe. But again, first the concern for Impriano. And with these 2 seconds left, and Unionville was probably going to call timeout anyway. They've got them. Might as well take their time and see if the QB's got an arm on him here. It is going to be a timeout called by Unionville, so they use the injury and they call their own timeout. They'll have 2 left, but not going to get a chance to use them. Yeah, you wonder if they're either going to be conservative, hand the ball off, maybe a couple of laterals, or will they try to throw it downfield, try a couple laterals, or does he have the arm to toss it approximately 55 yards into the end zone? This is where you can have somebody who's not necessarily the quarterback or the starter. Maybe the backup has a little bit more of an arm. Again, I'm not saying that's the fact. Again, that's where you could bring somebody in who's got a little bit more of an arm. But it does look like they are going to play a little conservatively and run the ball. A couple of receivers to the left. Quarterback in the shotgun. Now he's going to try to throw it. See if he gets the protection. He does. He gets flushed out, steps up, and he'll run it himself and gets dragged out of bounds. No flags in the play, and that will be how the first half comes to an end. But what a first half we've had with Westchester Rustin leading Unionville 27-21. The big play, Golden Knights, with 3 kickoff returns and a long run as well. They go to the locker room taking the lead in the season opener. We'll take a break and come back with third quarter action in just a few moments. You're watching Chesmont football here on the Sports Fanbase Network.
Hi, everybody. This is former Philadelphia Flyer Bill Clement. I sure hope you're all well. So the coronavirus pandemic has really changed how we do things. And for Flyers fans, how frustrating to have the season end the way it did, as well as the team was playing at the end. But the other day I started to think, imagine the frustration of small business owners who account for 99.7% of America's businesses, the backbone of our economy. Well, my good friends at PSS Benefits have dedicated their business to providing solutions for small and medium-sized companies. Partnered with Payroll Service Solutions, they offer seamless pay-as-you-go workers' compensation. They offer retirement plans and HR services. They also provide health insurance, business insurances, and personal insurances. They have programs available to assist in deferring or reducing insurance premiums during this difficult time, and they are fully staffed to personally assist their clients. This is a period of uncertainty, and PSS Benefits is helping clients understand their options with the CARES Act, and also making sure their clients are comfortable with their portfolios as well as their risk tolerance. Throughout the remainder of this pandemic and continuing forward, PSS Benefits and their partner Payroll Service Solutions are there for all of your business needs. So call my friends at PSS Benefits. They're there to help.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live from Bad Rustin High School in Westchester. We are about to start the second half of play, and Bad Rustin carries a 27-21 lead over Unionville. What a way this game started. Opening kickoff, taken to the house, 99 yards by Deshaun Jacobs. Then he did it again for good measure after Unionville scored a touchdown on a 63-yard pass. It was Deshaun Jacobs again, this time from 90 yards out, able to take it to the house. And then Rustin scored their first touchdown from the line of scrimmage, a touchdown pass to Flynn. It was a 73-yard pass. And Unionville responded with a short touchdown run of 15 yards by the quarterback, Matt McCloskey. Then it became turnover time. A fumble, an interception, and another fumble allowed Unionville to score again from 5 yards out as Grimm took it to the house on the first play after the fumble. And then the ensuing kickoff was returned. And speaking of kickoffs, a little bit of trouble there on the 20-yard line, rather. But Unionville able to survive, and they will start the half with possession. Just to close out the scoring, it was an A.J. Ferraro kickoff return of 72 yards that gives us our 27-21 score. Tom Wilms here. Thanks so much for joining us. As, again, we start second half action. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 26. So Unionville did all they could to score late, but couldn't get anything rolling. As this will be a handoff to the far side. Weston Grimm.
Number 25, Weston Grimm on the carry.
He'll get himself to about the 28, 29-yard line.
Second down.
They gave him to the 30. Let's see. We replaced the ball to the 29. So a gain of 3 on the play on the run. And Matt McCloskey, in at quarterback, has shown he can run, he can pass. As they try to figure out this Bad Rustin defense. Again, from the line of scrimmage, this has been Unionville's game, but there have been some great efforts by Rustin as far as special teams is concerned, as that pass is complete to Ryan Sassy. But he is met right away. Gain of 4 on the play. As he gets to the 33-yard line, it'll be 3rd and 3. It's been pretty standard. A couple of receivers, they usually bunch on one side, this time to the far. Quarterback under center with 2 behind him in the eye. This will be handed off to the deep back, and he's going to be short. He doesn't get to the 35. He needed to get to the 36. He may get a gain of a yard on the play. So it'll be a gain of 1. And this is a tough spot here for the Indians. Again, 4th and 2, certainly gainable. But if they don't, they put Bad Rustin in great field position. So they are going to punt. It actually looks like it is Grimm who's going to punt. So watch for the fake. Grimm, left foot, high pop-up. And that's going to be poison for Bad Rustin. They get away from it. Able to get it to at least the 34-yard line, so not a terrible result.
Take over 1st and 10 from their own 34.
So with 9:44 left to go in the third, Rustin takes over for the first time and decent field position. Again, 1st and 10 from the 34. Their own 34, that is. Starting to get a little chilly out there. Usually don't talk about it being cold on opening night, but opening night is coming a month later, month and a half later than it normally would. Only a 4-game season this year in the Chesmont. It'll be intriguing to see how they decide the district and state playoffs this year. This is pitched out and not much room. But Alex Prattner is able to lower his head and get to the original line of scrimmage. So So no gain there. It'll be 2nd and 10 from their own 34-yard line. And whistles blow. Not sure what that's about. Again, there. A little clock confusion, I believe. They will run the clock. So again, 2nd and 10 from their own 34-yard line. High snap, gets over the QB's head. He's got to go back and chase it. He dives on top of it. Oh, that was close to disaster. Colby Freeney's in the game at quarterback. That'll go all the way back to the 22-yard line. Loss of 12 on the play. So 3rd and a country mile here for the Golden Knights. Not sure if there was an injury to Crispino, but it is Freeney over the middle with the left hand. Oh, great catch, but it'll be just shy of the first down. Tucker Flynn in some traffic, tried to spin his way along, but he's about a yard shy of the first down. It'll be 4th and 1, maybe 2, from the 43-yard line. That is a gain of 21. And they're going to go for it. Quarterback under center. Freeney draws him, and he's going to get the first down the easy way. Again, the hard count. It'll be a encroachment foul on Unionville. So it'll be a first down for the Rustin Golden Knights. A huge break there. As again, at one point, it was, again, 3rd and long from their own 22. So they get the first down and a bit of a reprieve. That ball's handed off to Flynn. Gets to the far side and couldn't really get around the edge. Gain of 1 on the play. Gets to the 49-yard line.
1 yard gain on first down. 2nd and 9 coming up the run.
And we'll have to see if there's anything wrong with Crispino again. He played the entirety of the first half. As, again, the junior, Colby Freeney, 6'2", 180, is now being charged with running the offense. You saw him earlier just run towards the sideline to be sure of the play. See if he's got enough time on the play clock here, and he may not, as a timeout will be called by Rustin.
That's their first timeout.
It's a pretty good timeout to take, though, if you're Rustin. Again, you got a young quarterback getting time for the first time this year. Probably his first snaps at varsity, so I might be a little nervous. Want to make sure he's as comfortable as possible. So after that little jog towards the sideline, ask him to confirm the play, kind of slowed the pace down. So the coach does a good job, even though you want to save those for towards the end with a pretty tight game of 6 points. You also don't want to put your young quarterback in a situation that he probably can't handle. So you settle things down, as this will be the 5th play of the drive. And it'll be 2nd and 9 from their own 49-yard line. By the way, in the upcoming Unionville, they'll be playing next week. We'll get you the opponent for that one in a moment. But here on the Sports Fan Base Network, Rustin will hit the road to take on the Vikings of Westchester East. It'll be 7:30 start, as Chad Cooper will have the call for that game. So after the timeout, back underway. Pass into the flat. Flynn gets around the edge over the 50-yard line to about the 47. Big hit thrown there as Ethan Bennick threw the shoulder. And that was actually technically not a pass. It was a pitch out. Meaning if that receiver dropped it, it would have been a fumble. But either way, it'll be 3rd and 5 after that 4-yard gain from the 47-yard line. Big spot here, though, for the Golden Knights. Flynn in motion once again. Handed off, but met right away. And trying to fight his way through as Anthony Meadows couldn't do it. He'll go backwards to the 49-yard line, a loss of 2. And it'll be 4th and 7 for Rustin, and it looks like they're going to punt as Kevin Frias will come in. And it looks like there's a man down for Unionville. Can't quite tell who it is. But getting up right away, Justin McMahon. Looks like he's all right. It does look like Rustin is going to punt. It's down to 6:11 left to go here in the third. A much quieter second half so far. Only halfway through this third quarter. They actually spot the ball on the 50, so it's a 3-yard loss. But 4th and 8. And again, they will punt. A couple of weird snaps. This one is good. As Frias able to get this one off. High end over end, and Unionville will get away from it. Takes a Rustin bounce and will be touched up at the 23-yard line. So with 5:58 left to go in the third quarter, Indians will get their second possession. That last drive lasted 6 plays for Rustin. Started at their own 34, got to midfield before it stalled. 1st and 10 from the 23. A lot of motion out there, so they'll move 3 receivers to the far side. Plenty of blockers here for Grimm. She'll get to about the 30-yard line. It'll be 2nd down. They spot the ball on the 29. Gain of 6 on the play. 2nd and 4. And Unionville has been quite strong from the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, where they've struggled as special teams. So they should really not be in any panic mode. Quarterback keeper. As McCloskey takes it over the 35-yard line. It'll be a 1st down for the Indians. Well, he'll be spotted on the 36-yard line. So we'll gain a 7 on the play. And again, it'll be 1st and 10 for Unionville. And the same formation. A couple of receivers, usually far side, and the I formation. As McCloskey's under center. Movement on the line on that far side. It looks like it'll be Jack Muley who will be guilty of the false start. So they'll move the ball back to the 31. It'll be 1st and 15. Just a little bit of a flinch is enough. For those who don't understand the game, who look at it and go, you're snapping the ball, how do you move beforehand? It's you're trying to get off quickly, even though you know the count. You don't get off quickly, you're going to find yourself on your backside. This will be pitched out once again, this time to the near side, cut towards the middle of the 35-yard line, rumbling towards the 40, a little shy of it. As Grimm, who's carried much of the load here for Unionville, will get past the original line of scrimmage to the 39-yard line, gain of 8 on the play. So back into a manageable territory here. It'll be 2nd and 7 from their own 39. And they'll bunch it up with no receivers. Actually, the receivers will come out now. And Shriver and Farrell. And back in the I formation. Inside handoff is fake. Quarterback keeper this time. He's going to head to the outside. Get the first down a little bit more. Matt McCloskey with so many options there as a defensive line and the linebacker. You just don't know where to go. You really have to keep an eye on that ball. And if somebody's really good at that, if a team is really good at that fake with so many options, it's hard to kind of pick up the ball carrier. This time it was McCloskey able to get to the 48-yard line. Gain of 9 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10. Second first down of the series for Unionville. McCloskey goes back to the shotgun as he will drop back to throw under pressure. Short toss to the 50-yard line and a lot of space as he cuts to the outside over the 40. Another first down for Unionville. So they're starting to march. As Luke Shriver is the man who was able to kind of double on back. Went out about 5 yards, came back to the line of scrimmage, and found space after that gain of 12 yards rather. Short gain by McCloskey, gets himself 2 yards. As they'll go to the 35-yard line, gain of 3, actually. Now to say for Unionville, it's been a pretty long drive. 7th play of the drive coming up. 2nd and 6 from the 35-yard line. Need to get to the 29. McCloskey hands it off right up the middle. The whole line moves forward over that 30-yard line. That should be good enough for another first down for the Indians. So right now, the Golden Knight defense is bending a bit. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Gain of 13 on the play. That's the 4th first down of this drive for the Indians. Play number 8 coming up. So their longest drive of the entire game here. Down by 6. Heading down to the last minute of the 3rd quarter. So time consumer. McCloskey back to throw, but has a man in his face. Rolls out to his left. Brings it down. Gets some positive yardage as he gets tripped up at the 25. But he was being chased pretty much from the jump. They'll spot the ball on the 25-yard line. 3, 2nd and 7. Down to 1 minute left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Scoreless 3rd quarter so far, but again, the Indians are marching. It's just pitched out, room on the right side. Trying to jump his way back towards the middle is Grimm. And he'll be just shy of the 15-yard line, but good enough for another Indian first down. They'll spot the ball on the 16-yard line, gain of 9. And into the red zone goes Unionville. 9-play drive, 5 first downs, so they're not even waiting to get the 3rd down. They start off bunched, and once again the receivers kick out. Quarterback keeper McCloskey, a lot of room as he gets over the 5-yard line, dives towards the end zone, ball down, fumble, and it is Rustin ball. Oh no, a hand got in there and just batted it away. A huge break for Bayard Rustin. As the way that they were marching, the Indians looked like they were primed to score. But with 13 seconds left, they are denied. Rustin will start off on their own 9-yard line. Again, not great field position, but they will take it. A long drive that started from their own 23-yard line. They were about to have the ball inside the 5-yard line if not for the mistake. So a Unionville turnover. Their second of the game, as Rustin will call their second timeout. And not sure what the story is with John Crispino, but I think some jitters here from Freeney has caused another timeout. Again, that's just conjecture from up here. And these are timeouts that Rustin very easily, well, they could have needed. Late in this game, it's still within a score, 27-21. So again, that's the second timeout charged to Bayard Rustin. Again, they're going to start from their own 9-yard line. So again, as much as you would want the timeout later for late in the game, you don't want to make a mistake inside your own red zone in the shadow of the end zone. Because what happened last time is they fumbled and gave up an easy touchdown that at the time gave Unionville a lead of 21-20. Again, if not for the special team prowess of the Golden Knights, this could be a very different contest. So after the timeout, 1st and 10 from their own 9-yard line. As there's movement on the line, no flags fly. Maybe another timeout called here. So we'll keep an eye on the white hat. No flag needed to fly. It will be a false start. As they'll go half the distance, so that'll cut them inside the 5-yard line. We'll call it the 5 on the penalty. So going the wrong way, again, in the shadow of their own goalposts. Quarterback under center. Again, this is going to be pretty conservative. Here's a handoff. Trying to cut back towards the middle is Tucker Flynn. And he may have gone backwards. As that's a loss of 1. As he'll drop back to the 4-yard line. And that'll do it for the third quarter. So after a high-scoring, high-octane first half, third quarter goes scoreless. We stay 27-21 in favor of the Golden Knights. We'll be back with fourth quarter action in just a moment here on the Sports Fan Base Network.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live from Bayard Rustin High School, their high school stadium, fairly empty because of, well, we all know why. Each player was allowed to invite 2 family members. The same goes for Unionville on the far side. Everyone nice and spread out, as well they should be. And they're enjoying a very tight game. As you can see on your scoreboard, 27-21 lead for Rustin, who are pinned deep in their own territory after a long marching drive by the Indians ended with a fumble, a penalty, and a bad run has moved the Rustin backwards, but now some forward momentum as we start off the fourth quarter. They'll make it a somewhat manageable third down here. As Travis Riley gets the carry. He'll get a gain of 5 on the play. Just shy of the 10-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 10. So he needs to get to just shy of the 20-yard line. It shouldn't be any panic here for Rustin. They've got the lead. Don't want to do anything crazy with the starting quarterback John Crispino out. Colby Freeney in. Fumbles the snap. Picks it right back up. Steps forward. Realizes he's over the line. And he is down just about at the line of scrimmage. Oh, tough break there. So that will be, well, maybe they give him some forward momentum. No loss of 1 on the play. So it'll be 4th and 11 from the 9-yard line. And yeah, Rustin's punting. As it looks like Kevin Frias will punt once again. But first, we have an injury downfield. Just noticed that at the 40-yard line. And talking earlier about the upcoming schedule, Unionville next Friday will be at home against the Warriors of Westchester Henderson. And again, we'll have Rustin's next game. We'll actually have all 4 of their regular season games. I'll have the 2 home games. Chad Cooper, I believe, has both road games. I know he has next week's game against Westchester East. That's going to be a doozy here on the Sports Fanbase Network. Keep an eye on social media for the correct links, and hopefully YouTube will have everything worked out by next week. As here's the punt. It's off the side of his foot, a very short punt, and that'll be inside the 20-yard line. They'll mark it at the 18-yard line, so a net of 9 total yards and a very, very short field for Unionville to work to try to retake the lead. We're down to 10:45 to go here in the 4th quarter. Again, 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line after the bad punt. A lot of shifting as per usual from Unionville as they go back to that I formation. Pitch up top here for Grimm. Grimm looking for space but has none. And he is down at the 21-yard line. That'll be a loss of 3, but again, he went down awkwardly and is a little slow to get up. He's trying to get up. No, he's going to try to roll over to his back. Well, that would be a pretty big loss here, as Weston Grimm has carried a lot of the running load for the Unionville Indians. So again, loss of 3, and then a possible loss of the starting running back here for Unionville. Although they could bring in the co-captain Sean Kelly, who's had some opportunities in this game. If you're Unionville, you just have to hope that Grimm is just dealing with a bit of a stinger and he'll be all right in a play or 2. Has to come off for at least 1. So it'll be second and 14 from the 21-yard line. And they keep trying this little shift, moving those 2 receivers to either side. Again, in the I formation again, quarterback keeps looking for a hole. Nice cut to the inside as he gets over the 15-yard line, shy of the 12, as McCloskey does a great job of kind of receiving and kind of ducking underneath all those big guys on the offensive line. You can't see him at 5'9", 160. And he just hides until the hole opens up. In that case, he was able to get to the 13-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play. 3rd and 5. Handoff, and oh, a big tackle is rushing on in. Was Anthony Meadows. Oh, man. He perfectly timed the snap, found a hole between the center and the rest of the line, and, man, got right into Bennick. Loss of 2 on the play. 4th down and 7. And Unionville looks to be going for it. They need to get to the 8-yard line. McCloskey in the shotgun. Back to throw, looking left, under pressure. Skies one to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Able to get position was Nate Holt and caught it over the shoulder to tie the game at 27. A 15-yard pass from McCloskey, who was under pressure from that left side of the line, tossed it right over everybody. And now Unionville the opportunity to take the lead. Here's the PAT, Brian Dim. Kick is down. And it is good. So Unionville takes the lead for the second time. They're up by 1 with 8:56 to go in the 4th. We are set up for a fun finish here, especially considering the prowess of the return game of the Bayard Rustin Golden Knights. It'll be very interesting to see how they play this and how the kicking game for Unionville will play this. Again, 3 kickoffs return for touchdowns. They kick it twice deep, but Deshaun Jacobs takes them both to the house, and they try to kick it short. A.J. Ferraro takes it to the house. Maybe you try an onside kick. I don't know. Don't want to give up the field position, obviously. And you're kind of hoping that the special teams coach for Unionville said, listen, we kind of know what they can do here. Let's be sure in our positioning, sure in our tackling. As they will kick it off from the near side hash. I think it's a different kicker. It's going to be Tanner Trojanowski. He kicks it off. And it's a squibber up the middle. Taken at the 30-yard line and trying to find space of Jacob Maddai. And he'll only get a gain of about 11 yards. Still pretty good field position, but certainly better than a touchdown. So Bayard Rustin, with 8:51 to go in regulation, down by 1. 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line. Colby Freeney will go under center. Man in motion is Impriano. He settles in. Another man in motion right as the snap comes in. It's handed off, and it's going to be Tucker Flynn, forced out of bounds just at the 40-yard line. May have gotten to the original line of scrimmage. Well, they got him to the 42, so a gain of 1 on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 9. And certainly need more than that. Clock continues to roll. Not really a factor yet. Actually, they stop it at 8:45 because he did go out of bounds. They'll bunch it up with 2 to the right. Handed off in the backfield. Nice cut. But dragged down by Richard Miller is Tucker Flynn. It'll be a gain of maybe 2 on the play. They'll move it to the 44-yard line as it'll be 3rd and 7. So a manageable third down, but a fairly obvious passing down here for Rustin. They have not passed the ball a lot in this game. Jacobs in motion. Back to throw. They'll throw it to Jacobs in the backfield. Cuts in, cuts outside, trying to get to that 49-yard line, and does. Cut towards the middle again. Spun around at the 35, gets to the 30. Oh, great gain once again, Deshaun Jacobs. And it'll be a first down for Bayard Rustin. A gain of 27 on the play, as it'll go all the way to the 30, 1st and 10 for Bayard Rustin. That is exactly what the Golden Knights needed there, just some kind of catalyst. And Deshaun Jacobs has been that since the very beginning of this game. Jacobs not a big guy at 5'8", 160, but it certainly showed off his legs. This is handed off. Trouble in the backfield once again. They may have gotten a yard forward to the 29. As Tucker Flynn is now being asked to really carry the load for the Golden Knights as a man down for Rustin. He just needs a little help getting up, but since they stop play, stop the clock, having to come off will be Carter Bucci. So it'll be 2nd and 9 from the 29. Rustin down by 1. 7:09 to go here in the 4th quarter. Rustin's only given up the lead once. It was late in the first half before they responded with a kickoff return touchdown. In motion is Maddie. They fake the handoff to him, and swallowed up in the backfield is Tucker Flynn, as in on the tackle was Justin McMahon. The loss of 5 on the play, as the ball spotted on the 34-yard line. It'll be 3rd and long. 3rd and 14, it looks like, because it needs to get to the 20-yard line for the first down. And we'll see if they use Jacobs again in the backfield. See if we can find him out there. I don't think Jacobs is in the game at this point. Quarterback under center. Back to throw. Spins over the middle. Incomplete. Pass was a little bit high for Chris Impriano. Tried the leap for it, but couldn't quite grab. And it'll be 4th and long. And a decision needs to be made here for the Golden Knights. Do you go for it? Do you punt and pin? Trusting that Unionville won't run the clock out, even though there's 6 minutes left. That last drive took forever. So do you want to really give up the ball? This might be a 4th down situation, a go-for-it situation that Rustin just has no control over. And if you're thinking field goal, again, a high school leg probably would not be able to pull off what would be probably about a 55-yarder. It'll be delay a game against Rustin. So my guess is that was on purpose to just try to find some room for the punter. So now it'll be 4th and 19 for back on the 41-yard line. Actually, 39-yard line, excuse me. There's nobody deep for Unionville. Finally scampering back is Brendan D'Amico. He'll go all the way back to his 10-yard line. They'll try to pin deep. And they'll go poison, get a good Golden Knight roll inside the 5-yard line to the 4. Maybe to the 3. So Unionville will take over with the lead with 5 minutes and 44 seconds to go. Rustin has already used 2 timeouts.
Rustin High School would like to give
So the trick will be for Unionville. What do you think? 2 first downs, maybe 3, and they can run out the clock. Again, up by 1. And a long way to go. First things first is you got to get out of the shadow of your own end zone. Hand it off right away, cut to the middle. They'll get some space over the 10-yard line to the 12. Ethan Bennick will take the handoff from McCloskey. It'll be a gain of 8 to the 11-yard line. So 2nd and 2, and again, Indians in no rush. Even though there's no play clock on the field, they have a general idea of how to take 25 seconds at least between plays. This will be pitched out. Benning trying to find the space to at least get to the sticks. He's somewhat close, I think within a yard. But it does look like it'll be 3rd down. Well, big play here. 3rd and 1 from their own 12. They don't make this, they're going to have to punt, and Rustin will get great field position. They'll really bunch it up. See if they move the 2 receivers out. They will to try to spread out the line. Line doesn't buy it. Actually, they'll spread out 3 on that far side. Here's the handoff. Met to the line. I don't know. They're still battling. Near side official is towing the 13-yard line, and they'll move the sticks without a measurement. So he'll get to the 13, gain of 1, and a huge first down for Unionville. It'll be 1st and 10 from, again, their own 14-yard line, rather. So a gain of 2 on the plays. Didn't look like the pile moved all that much, but the clock rolls to 4 minutes left. And again, Rustin has to be wise with their 1 timeout. Quarterback keeper, McCloskey straight up the middle. And you'll get about 2 on that one. And I certainly won't expect Unionville to throw the ball here. They don't want that clock to stop. Unless they have no other choice, say a 3rd and long. Ball spotted on the 16. It'll be 2nd and 8. Again, McCloskey under center. I think everyone in the stadium knows he's probably handing this off, and he does, and there's a lot of room. Almost a touchdown-saving tackle, but now over the 50-yard line and over the 45. And a huge first down by Ethan Benning. He gets all the way to the Rustin 43-yard line. So now some room to breathe here for the Indians on that long run. And the clock will go down to under 3 minutes to go. Receivers to the far side in the I formation. Pitched back, but before the snap, looks like it might be a timeout.
Timeout called by Unionville.
Unionville will call their first timeout. Again, they obviously didn't like what they saw there. And again, this late in the game, carrying a precarious 1-point lead, you don't want to take any chances. You have the timeout. As much as you don't want the clock to stop, you got to use it. In that situation, 2:33 is what's left in this one. An explosive start with kickoff returns of 99 and 90 yards by Deshaun Jacobs. But Unionville has the lone score of the second half. It It was a 15-yard pass from McCloskey to Nate Holt. And that is the difference in this game, a 1-point lead for Unionville, trying to end a 2-game losing streak against Bad Rustin. Their last win against the Golden Knights came back in 2017. Rustin has the advantage over the last 10 meetings, 6-4. So always a pretty tight contest between these two. And tonight is no exception. So after the timeout, 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line for Unionville. Handed off to Minnick. Met at the line of scrimmage, may have fallen forward to get a yard. And Rustin only has 1 timeout remaining, as it'll be no gain on the play. So 2nd and 10. And Rustin, if they get the ball back, first off they need to stop, but they get the ball back, they're going to need big playability. And they've shown that in special teams, if they can pull it off as well from an offensive set. 2nd and 10 from the 43-yard line. McCloskey, the inside handoff. No, it's a keeper. He'll cut to the outside, get the first down, and that could just about do it for this one as he gets over the 30-yard line to the 28. Gains 17 yards on the play. And Rustin has no choice but to call their final timeout with 1:47 to go. So now I think the Golden Knights are going to have to be turnover shopping. Whoever gets that ball needs to hang on tight because just about everybody on the field is going to try to strip it. That might be the only chance that Rustin has here. Because if they force 3 and out from this spot, that would bring the clock down to probably inside 30 seconds. And that's without a punt. So I would think that Rustin, again, just needs to be aggressive when it comes to turnovers. Unionville might be able to just take knees at this point and go into victory formation. Let's see. And 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. As McCloskey, that same formation with 2 receivers and 2 in the backfield in the I formation. McCloskey hands it off, up the middle, through, touchdown Indians. 27-yard touchdown. Matt D'Amico goes right up the middle as the seas part. So at this point, it's still a 1-score game. It's 34-27. Even if he gets the PAT, it's a 1-score game. No timeouts left for Bad Rustin. They'll get the ball back with 1:42. So here comes the PAT. That's good. So it is an 8-point game. Now, I'm interested in if, you know what, let him score. I'm wondering if that happened. You know what, I'm going to email the coach this week because I have to know. But you guys out there, do you think they say, okay, let him score because they're about to kill the clock anyway. You let him score, you know you're getting the ball back. And, yeah, it's still a long road here with 1:42 left. You still need to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. But the way that the return game has worked for Rustin, was that the play? You know what? That is very interesting. I think our director, Josh, is saying, yeah, that was the play. Because the way the seas parted there, and certainly, you know, you give credit to the runner no matter what, but that is a very interesting call if that was the call. So now, if you're the kicking unit here for Unionville. You got to keep it away from Jacobs. You don't want to kick it short to Ferraro. And also deep is Tucker Flynn, and you know he can go to the house. And this will squib. It'll go all the way back. Deshaun Jacobs will get over the 30-yard line, but tackled there. He thought he had a hole, but it closed up on him just at the 34. So, again, no timeouts remaining. 1:38 to go. Rustin needs a touchdown and 2. As they, again, will start from their own 34-yard line. Ethan Bennick is back into the game, and I think he might be QBing now. Correction, John Crispino, excuse me. So Crispino is back in. And again, you've got to complete the pass, get out of bounds, or get the first down. They're going to try the near side sideline diving catch. And you know what? It's a good thing he didn't catch that. The clock would have kept going. So Kalen Flynn tried the dive from behind. It would have been a short gain, and the clock would have kept going. So an incompletion will be second and 10. 1:34 to go. Yeah, if you're going to get a quick hitter like that, you've got to get out of bounds. And again, the high school game, once you're down, you don't have to be touched. Once you're down, you're down. Crispino, most likely exclusively from the shotgun from here on out. 2 receivers on either side. As in motion is Jacobs. He'll roll to his left. Stop there under pressure. Gets a block. Trying to find space. Throws it up ahead, and it is caught at the 40-yard line. Kalen Flynn gets the first down. Huge play there. 1:24 to go. Life here for Bayard Rustin. 1st and 10 from the 35. As they will stop the clock before it really starts. 1:21 to go now. Again, pass complete to Kalen Flynn. A 39-yard pass gives Rustin life. Again, keep in mind, no timeouts. Down by 8. So they need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to force OT. 2 receivers on either side. Again, Jacobs in motion. Rolling left, Crispino looking. Jumps away from a block. He's wrapped up, and down he goes. They need to hurry up and get back. There's a man down for Unionville. That might stop the clock, and it does. That is a break for Rustin. And I think Unionville's going to be charged a timeout there. It is definitely an injury timeout. As the very last thing that Justin McMahon wanted was to get hurt and stop that clock. So the sack and a loss of 6 on the play brings it back to 3rd and 16. The 16 doesn't matter. They got to get into the end zone. So they'll just set up 3 on the far side, including Jacobs. Back to throw. Looking near side, it is incomplete as Freeney's back in under quarterback, and that just got away from Flynn. It'll be 4th down. Here's the game. Correction, 3rd down. Oh, it is 4th down? I think they're going to confirm it. It's 3rd on the scoreboard. They just announced 4th. It is 4th. They have it 4th on the field. So this is the game here. They need to get to the 25-yard line. 4th and long from the 41. Freeney back to throw under pressure. Long throw towards the end zone. Incomplete. It was just a home run attempt as it'll turn over on downs. And Unionville is just a kneel away from taking the season opener against Rustin. And Rustin with no timeouts, and a kneel should be enough, maybe 2. valiant effort from Rustin. They started the drive on their own 34. They got to the Indian 35. But a sack and then an underthrown pass, looking for the home run ball essentially, closes out the game as Unionville is in victory formation. And they'll start to shake hands as Unionville, with one more snap, I believe, will officially take this ball game. It'll be 2nd and 12 from the 40-yard line, but then again, that is just a moot point. What a performance on both sides of the ball for both teams as he kneels down once again, and that will do it. Rustin came out strong with an opening 99-yard kickoff return. They had 2 more kickoff returns of 90 yards and 72 yards, but in a slow offensive second half, Unionville comes away with the victory. It was a 15-yard touchdown pass from McCloskey to Nate Holt. And then it was a 28-yard scamper up the middle, which we at the time, and we still kind of think that it was intentional to try to get Rustin back into the game. And you know what? It almost worked. But the Golden Knights, they fall short. So Rustin, they drop to 0-1. Unionville ends a 2-game losing streak to Bad Rustin. They start the season at 1-0. That'll just about do it for us. Next up for Unionville, they'll play next Friday at home against the Warriors of Westchester Henderson. While we ask you to join us here on the Sports Fan Base Network next Friday as Rustin hits the road to take on the Vikings of Westchester East in a rematch from last year's district playoffs. It'll be a 7:30 p.m. kickoff as Chad Cooper will have the call for that one here on the Sports Fan Base Network. Once again, our final score tonight, the Indians of Unionville High School 35, the Golden Knights of Bad Rustin High School 27. Tonight on camera is Alexandra George. Our director is Josh Bellman. And for all of us here at Bad Rustin High School Stadium in Westchester, Pennsylvania, this is Tom Williams saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you real soon.